Well, job done as far as you're concerned over Van. Sum it up.
Well, game of two halves, really, wasn't it? I think that, the reality for me is, look, we spoke before the game about just the first real thing that we can chase and achieve this year is to qualify, and we did that. And we've got to be happy with that as a group. We didn't qualify last year, we did this year, we played some good stuff, we won our home games, bonus point victory, and also we played some really good stuff in that first 50 minutes, as good as fluid as we've been, really. And then the last 25 minutes is one to forget. That's the truth of it. And look, in the cold light of day now, it's cost us probably a home tie. But then that is the reality. But I think that the rugby we played in that first period, and the fact that we've achieved what we set out to achieve. It was a tough enough pool. I think going away to Gloucester, going away to Bayonne, two tough places to go. We obviously should have won in Bayonne, but we move on now and look forward to the next round, which is going to be a good one.
You couldn't have asked for a better tie, really, in some ways. There will be a Welsh presence in the last 8. You're hoping it'll be yourselves, but it tees it up brilliantly, doesn't it? Yeah,
it does, and we played them a week before in the league as well. So it's a back-to-back game, one here, one over there. So it's it's obviously it's for Welsh rugby. It's obviously a good fixture for us ourselves, the fans. I'm sure they'll be looking forward to that one. And they deserve to. I think that they were excellent. You look at the Gloucester game; they were fantastic, and they're following us. And hopefully we can get the job done. But there's a lot of rugby to play before then. What we do know is, look, we're obviously pleased with qualification. An important game this week. I think Edinburgh's equally is an important game for us. We're sitting in a decent spot in the league at the minute. We need to stay there. We want to stay there, and I think that the boys have addressed that and move forward this week.
It's a difficult period, though. This period where players go now, prior to the Six Nations, and 3 weeks between this game and your next in the URC.
Yeah, it is.
It's a time that can define your season.
Yeah, it is definitely, and I think the strength of your squad obviously gets questioned and brought into question now. And I think that for us, we obviously lost 6 backs this week to Wales, and Sam Costello. There's obviously the other one, so that's 7 backs left. Left ourselves now. Is that right? 6, 7. You
haven't got any more helping out with them?
No. So, so that puts a strain, obviously, but we've got some guys coming back. Luckily, like Steph Evans coming back into contention now, which helps us. But yeah, as you said, it's an important part. But with the teams we play as well, Edinburgh, Munster, and Ulster in this period will all be affected by international rugby, and it's going to be a big period for us, definitely.
I was going to ask you about injuries. Steph might pick on how are you? You mentioned Steph.
Yeah, Steph's back available this week, which is good for us. Ryan Lyle still isn't right yet, albeit he's taken part in elements of training, but he's not near playing yet. So I'm not sure when that will be. We're not putting a date on that, just see how he progresses on that. But other than that, we've been okay. From last week, we didn't have anything last week that will affect this week. So touch wood. That's where we are.
I'll leave Steph. Carry on if you want, Steph.
Yeah. You right?
Hi, Steph. You right, pal?
Yeah, good. Just on the injuries, Johnny Williams fit this week?
Yeah, he's available. Yeah.
Is that Jeff Hodds injured, or is that just a?
He was injured, but he's available.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, you're probably disappointed in miss out on the home tie, but when you compare now to last season, it is progress, isn't it? Significant progress,
yeah,
really.
100%. And I think that that's the point I want to come across. Like progress for us is obviously we want to get better, and we want to better weekly. And I just, and as I said, the first thing that we could achieve was to qualify in this pool, and we've done that. So we've got to be happy with that. Look, we look at the performances like we do every week. there's certain parts of the game, we were 38-7 up at one stage, cruising, and we didn't execute. But then you look at the 38 points we did score, and there was some good stuff in that as well. So, we've got to be pleased with that, and we focus on that side of things, and improve there, because one thing I don't question is ability to stay in the fight, because we've done that the whole season. We've stayed in games, we've lost games narrowly, we've won games. So, it's one of those games where you have to accept, and then move on, and we did the job we needed to do.
Are you expecting any Wales squad members to be released this weekend?
No.
Yeah. Okay. In terms of your improvement this season, I don't think it's stretching it to say Marnus van der Merwe has had a big say in that. What exactly about him what's he done to really improve the forward effort, do you think?
As a collective, I think he's been part of that, obviously with the recruitment, with the guys we have here as well. But from an individual perspective, where he's a player who plays with a lot of intent. He's a ball carrying hooker. He's explosive in what he does. And I think we've seen that. I think some of his ball carries, some of his work rate to get round the field has been exceptional. He's been very good for us. He's led from the front as well. He's not one who's going to lead in terms of vocally, gets on with his business quietly, but he's very South African in the way he approaches his rugby. He wants to carry hard, he wants to be physical, he wants to hit people, and I think that's exactly what we've seen from him. And that in terms of our recruitment as well of him, that's what we saw. We wanted someone who was going to complement the group. We wanted someone who we feel like we've got a good, strong group of hookers. Ryan obviously injured at the minute. Sean is a good footballing hooker undoubtedly, and we've got two young guys coming up in Harry and Isaac as well. So I think that we've got a good group there, but we just felt like he added to the pack because of his ball carry ability.
In terms of style, he's a bit like Malcolm Marx, isn't he, in terms of his sort of ability over the ball as well and his size. Because that jackal threat is, that's been beneficial as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think, look, we're a side who want to go after the ball on the floor. And, you see the likes of him, you see the likes of Josh McLeod, who's having another one, who's having a good season as well. That's a strength of there. So it's about the other, I suppose, everyone else complementing that as well. Because if you have 8 jackalers on the field, you're not getting much in the defensive line, So I think it's just giving us the ability to do that, and he's been good at that. He's strong, he's squat, he gets over the ball. So I think that he complements Josh as well when both of them on the field in terms of that jackal threat.
Excuse me about Gabe Hawley, because his sort of cameo appearance has gone under the radar a bit. Archer was injured. Is he, tight at props a position that perhaps we're not as strong in Wales as other nations? Is he somebody who, you've got high hopes for at the club?
Yeah, look, I think he's done really well. This time last year he was playing for Brunel University. So he's not played at any level before coming here. And I think that he's powerful, he's big, but I think he's done exceptionally well. Look, the Gloucester game when he came on, they came after us in the scrum, and he held his own. Scrum where we had on our ball, a scrum 5 metres out, where he's in the fight, and he's fighting hard to stay in the fight, stay in that scrum. So I think that, yeah, look, he's young, and he needs a lot of time, he needs a lot of work, but I think he's one for the future, definitely.
Nes di o'r penwthnos?
Yn gyntaf bles amlwg bod ni'n mynd trwyddo. Oedd hi'n pŵl dygon anodd. Oedd bant i Bayon, bant i Garloiw hefyd. Doi lle caled i fynd. Gyda fan wrth ystwetha, fi credu oedd e'n bwysig bod ni'n cael y buddigoliaeth, y 5 pwynt, a wnaethon ni hwnna'n gynnar iawn. Fi credu rhoi peth o rygbi warni yn y cynta yn arbennig. 2 ochr o'r bel, a gicon ni'n dda hefyd, a rhoi lot o pwysau arnyn nhw. Yn ail anner yn amlwg, o'n i'n braidd siomedig gyda, achos bod ni'n gael nhw'n ôl mynd i'r gêm. Y reality yw bod hwnna falle'r colli rownd gartre dyn ni, ond ni, ni'n goffro fod yn bles bod ni wedi mynd trwyddo. Gêm yn erbyn y gwylch sy'n Chybod, i ni edrych mlaen i yn cwbl o wythnosau yn bendant, ond fi bles iawn i'r garfan, achos hwnna'r peth cyntaf gallwn ni cyflawni blwyddyn hyn. O'n i, yn amlwg mae'r tymor yn un hir, ond y cyflawni cyrraedd 16 ola yn Ewrop, na'r peth cyntaf gallwn ni wedi gwneud, a wnaethon ni ddwe.
Mae'n mynd i fod yn dipyn o chlysur, so ni'n gwybod ble mae'r gêm yn mynd i fod falle pen y bont, gan fod y Swans falle yn wario gytre. Ond o ran y chlysur, fydd presenoldeb o Gymru drwodd ti'n erbyn Mark sy'n allanol, fi'n gwybod, ond mae'n jyst yn ychwanegu at popeth.
Yn bendant, fi'n credu bod mae'n gret i'r tor, mae'n gret i'r fans dyn ni. Mae'n gret i'r Rugby Gymru, really. A chlysur dda i cael edrych mlaen i'r chlysur fawr, gobeithio torfen fawr hefyd. Mae'n mynd i fod yn wythnos caled, ni'n war yn 2 gwaith yn wythnos. Yn y gyngrair fan hyn hefyd, a wedyn lawr yn tylem ar gêm ar wedwch chi, ond gen i weld Shreifi na'r amser ni, ond digon o rygbi war cyn ni, 2 trip anodd mas i Werddon, Caeredin wythnos hyn, felly digon dyn ni chwarae am.
Caeredin yw'r gêm gynta, mae bwlch wedyn o dair, mae'n gyfnod anodd i'r anbarthau gyda chwaraewyr yn mynd bant i Gymru, a sawl, mae bwlch yn mynd i fod yn y tymor.
Os mae bwlch, hefyd ni wedi bod yn mynd am 11 wythnos nawr, felly rhoi seibiant i'r boes wythnos nesaf, allan nhw'n fynd bant wythnos nesaf, neu beth maen nhw'n moyn wneud. Dwi'n ôl mewn y bythefnos wedyn cymryd i Munster. Bwysig bod ni'n edrych ar gwahanol ffyrdd o marfer oherwydd fel amlwg mae Cymru ddim yn lot o cefnwyr ni, so rhaid boes mewn yr academi neu marfer fach yn wahanol, falle yn erbyn rhanbarth eraill, falle yn erbyn tîmoedd eraill. So mae rhaid i ni fel y ffordd fod yn greadigol nawr yn yr wythnosau hyn, achos maen nhw'n gallu bod yn wythnosau hir. A mae'n bwysig hefyd, mae'r garfan yn ei llai, bod ni'n cael bach sport yn amser hyn hefyd, mae hwnna'n gallu helpu. Achos mae'n amser sy'n gallu pigo pwyntau lan hefyd. Mi'n credu yn eich enillodd Sgwrs y gyngrair 6 mlynedd yn ôl, 7 mlynedd yn ôl nawr. Yn amser hyn, wnaethon nhw lot o'r pigo lan lot o pwyntiau. A mae'n gallu digwydd fel ach. Mae'r tîmod ni Mware, Munster, Ulster a Caeredin hefyd wedi cael lot o chwaraewyr bant gyda tîmod rhyngwladol. So felly, edrych mlaen i'r sialens, yn onest.
Ac y galwadau rhyngwladol, o ran anafiadau chi mewn lle gwell o ran... So chi wedi pigo'r anafiadau newydd ar a'n dod nôl?
Na, symon ni pigo'r ddim newydd. Johnny Williams nôl dyn ni. Wythnos hyn hefyd Steph Evans sydd wedi mas am roi 9 fi siwarodd e. 10 munud i Llanymddyfri wythnos diwetha. I cael jyst o mewn i'r gêm. Amlwg colli Costello yn ergyd mawr i ni fel clwb, ond byddwn ni'n meddwl bydde fe wedi bod Banc Era Cymru yn bendant. Felly, ni wedi bod yn eitha da o ran anafiadau hyd yn hyn. So, gen i weld nawr ar ôl Sadwrn.